Marquardt.
Today we're here for a reading lesson, and we're going to talk about how to pick a good fit book and how to know what kind of book you're going to choose to read next. So it might seem a little silly, but I actually brought some of my shoes with me today.
Why did you do that?
Well, we're going to compare my shoes to picking a book.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the shoes that I brought, and then we can talk about maybe some of the books you like to read at home.
Great.
So the first shoe that I brought is a high heel. And let me tell you, super cute, not comfortable all day. In fact, if I had to wear these all day, I'd probably have blisters. But I do like to wear them every once in a while. And I know I told you this already, but I just started riding a bike, a stationary bike. I don't go very far, just at home. But you need a special shoe to wear or to ride that bike. So this has a kind of a cool little clip on it, completely different. A sandal for summer, when it's really hot outside, have to wear sandals. I've got some red shoes. I only wear these though if they're gonna match my outfit.
Yeah, you can't wear that with just anything.
No, it's a special kind of shoe. And then I also have some boots. And I only wear these in the winter time when it's really, really cold outside, but not when it's raining, because you'll ruin the top of them. So you're probably wondering, okay, what in the world do these shoes have to do with reading? Well, I have a lot of shoes at home in my closet, just like you might have a lot of different kinds of books on the shelves at home. Do you like to read all different kinds of books?
I do. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something funny. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something sad, something creepy, something about animals.
I think we all have a lot of different tastes in books, and we can't just pick one that we like. There's so many different kinds. Just like if I had to wear one kind of shoe every day for the rest of my life, I don't know what I would pick. It'd be really hard. But one thing that I've noticed about picking a book that's similar to shoes at home is that when I look at my running shoes, because I love to run, I wouldn't want to wear just anything. I want to wear the perfect fitting shoe in order to make sure that my running is the best. So I brought my son Max's running shoe. And you're going to notice it's pretty tiny. In fact, it's so small that even though it's a running shoe, which is kind of similar to even if you had a book at home that was on something that you really, really liked, but it was so small, it was so easy, you wouldn't really want to read it. Just like I could never be able to run wearing my son's shoe. It just wouldn't work. I would be completely uncomfortable and my foot would be all scrunched up. So as much as I love running, this just isn't going to be the best fit. Now, I also brought my fiance's running shoe. He likes to run too, but his feet are so much bigger than me. And even though they're similar, if I tried running anywhere in a shoe that was this big for me, my foot would probably fall right out of it and I would trip. So, Mrs. Grant, it kind of reminds me, have you ever picked up a book that's maybe too small or too big for you?
Yeah, I have.
And how did it feel to read a book that was maybe too easy?
Kind of boring. Like, I feel like I know this information already. It's not entertaining me because I'm not learning anything new from it, and I finish it too fast.
And what about a book that is maybe too hard for you or too big?
I almost think that's worse because I can't understand it at all. There's words that I can't pronounce. I don't know what they mean. It's frustrating. I reread the same thing over and over, and then I just want to put the book away and stop reading.
So it's not any fun.
Nope.
So even though if you found a book on something that you loved but you couldn't read it, it's not a good book for you.
Not a good fit.
What we want to talk about is being able to find the perfect book for you. Just like I found the perfect running shoe for me. It fits my foot really well. It's comfortable. I enjoy wearing them. I'm super fast when I wear these. We want to be able to have students be able to pick out a perfect fitting book, just like I found the perfect fitting shoe. So I think you have some tricks for us.
I do.
We can take a look at.
So we have the IPIC method here when you guys are ready to choose a new book. The I stands for I can choose a book. The P stands for purpose. Why do I want to read it? Am I reading for fun? Or am I writing a report and doing research?
So let's say I had a report on sharks. I'm probably not gonna go read a Dog Man book, right?
That wouldn't serve my purpose well. I'd probably want to go pick a book where I could read shark facts, right?
Yeah, I think that's true.
So, our next one is I for interest.
Does this book interest me?
If it doesn't, then it might not hold my attention, and I might not want to finish it because I get really bored. And that happens. Sometimes I'll choose a book and like the picture on the cover looks really cool, and then I'll start reading and I get through the first chapter and it just doesn't hold my attention, and then I'm not motivated to finish it. So then it doesn't meet the interest need.
That happened to me this summer.
Really?
I had a book that was recommended to me, and a few friends were like, this is such a good book, you're gonna love it, you have to read it. I read half of it, I gave it a shot, but it just wasn't for me. It didn't interest me, it interested my friends.
So like if there's a kid at home who has an older brother or sister who really loves, let's say, Captain Underpants, and our students try that book out and they don't really like it, is that okay?
That's okay. They're
Yeah.
allowed to pick books that interest them, and they don't have to like something just because someone else does.
That is a really great tip, because sometimes kids feel like they have to like a book just because everybody else likes it, and that's not the case.
I see that a lot.
The next strategy is comprehend. Do I understand the text? If I don't understand what I'm reading, there is really no purpose in me reading it at all, right? One of the methods we like to use in the class is the 5-finger rule. So let's say I have a chapter book and I open to the first page. I'm going to go through reading the whole first page, and every time I get to a word that either I don't understand or I have a little bit of trouble pronouncing, I'm going to hold a finger up. Okay? And so if I get to my 5th finger, if I raise 5 fingers on one page, that book is too hard for me. And it would be too hard for you too. So you want to make sure that you could read almost every word on that page.
Yep.
And sometimes you have a book that only has one sentence on the page. You'll probably need to know all of the words in that sentence in order for you to be able to comprehend it. You read one sentence and hold up 5 fingers, it's really, really, really too hard for you. And finally, we have the K, which is know. I know most of the words, which goes along with the 5-finger rule that we just talked about. Can I understand it, and can I read all of the words on the page? So if I understand what I'm reading and I can read all of the words and hold less than 5 fingers up when I read that page, and it's interesting to me and it serves my purpose, then it's probably a good fit book, right?
It's a good fit book. And you know, something that I wanted to mention too, which I forgot about, is sometimes we're trying to look on the back of the book for some letter or number or some symbol that tells you that it's the right book for you. And that's hard to find. Not every library is going to be organized that says, this book is for Mrs. Grant. You really have to open it up and you have to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
So there's no magical number.
Just because it's at what the teacher tells me is my reading level doesn't mean that it's going to meet the purpose, doesn't mean that it's going to hold my interest, and doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to comprehend it or know every word, right?
Not at all. So you really have to kind of dive in and do a little bit of a hunt to see if it's going to be a right fit book. Just like I had to go to a couple stores to find these shoes. It didn't happen automatically, but when I finally found the right shoe, I knew that it was right for me.
And when you finally find the right book, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to want to read the whole thing and probably see if it's a series and read more.
So we want students at home to see if they can go through their books and find out, and maybe find some, or even make a list of some books that you think are the right good fit books for you. And you can find them on EPIC. You could go to
Raz Kids.
Oh yeah,
which is on
Raz
our Links
Kids.
for Learning, our website.
Yep. The library, you can't go into the library.
The Morgan Hill Library.
Yep.
Yeah. But you can go online. If your parents have a library card, they can go online and you can look up books and they can put those books on hold, and all you got to do is drive up and show your library card and they'll hand you those books. I've been doing that all summer long. Have you been doing that?
We sure have.
Awesome.
Books.
Well, we encourage you guys to go and look for some books and make sure you choose the right one.